Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Magic Mondays with Meg. And I have two super, super special guests here. And I feel like a celebrity that, you guys are on my stream tonight. I just feel like the luckiest person in the world. I feel like you guys are the people to be watching now on streams. And tonight we have Pete and Preston McDevitt. And you guys want to say hi quick?
Hello. Well, we're glad to be here. We're excited to spend an hour with you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And Pete and Preston are just like some of the nicest people I've ever met. So it's such an honor to have you on here. And
thank you.
We're going to run through the chat really quick. I know people are just hopping over from Steve's stream. So Steve had a very unusual Muppet stream, I want to call it, because it wasn't really a Muppet stream. It was like trying on wigs half the stream or 3/4 of the stream and then talking about Muppets. So if you missed that, please go check that out. Mike Wheeler, hello. Samantha Lowe, Gary B, Gigi, hello. I know Gigi and Preston get along pretty well. Caitlin from Make It Blue, Captain Akron, Mary Spence, Jonathan Chong, Dean Amazing, Alex Brunner, Leanne Sherbick, Rebecca Bell, McDan 71, aka Lisa, Big Noah, Mountain 5, Julie C, Kathy. Oh, just a big skipperoo. Let me go back to where it was. Downscale, Donna Jaworski, LSU Mom, Emily, Isaac Nail. Congratulations on Mod of the Month. That's incredible.
Very nice.
Karen Cook, James Ryan, It's Joey's World, Avery, Marshmallow Man. I hope you're feeling better. Jersey Mike, Stacey Rogers. I think we're catching up. Bill Steffen. I always do like this really awkward dance. Lady Jamers, when I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Dreamer Deborah. Michelle the Quilter, hello. Alex Brunner. So I think we've caught up pretty much with the chat so far. If I missed you, just tag me. I will say hi. But I want to get on to our very special guest here today. So like I said, we have Pete and Preston McDevitt. I think I met you guys like through Resort TV 1, but I can't even remember exactly how I met you. Hey, Extraordinary. But we never actually got to meet in person, which is like one of my biggest regrets that, the timing just didn't work out. The hurricane.
I still blame Kelly. It's Kelly's fault. I was with Kelly, and he didn't tell. He told me he was going. He's like, I got to run over Magic Kingdom, but he didn't tell me why. And then when he gets back, he's like, yeah, I went over to see Meg. I was like, what? And Preston just looked at me. He's like, are you kidding me? I was like, well, we're not going to get over there.
We can never blame you.
Missed you with everything going on with the change in the Beverly and everything. Yeah. But yes, we did meet through Resort TV 1, which was great. It's another great thing that Josh and Jenna gave to me is the relationship that I have with you. We started talking one night. It was when you were doing your makeup with the Sally makeup. I was so impressed by it, and I think that was the first time that I chatted with you. And then of course Preston has one of your pictures hanging on his wall, which is one of his favorites. So it's pretty cool. And Preston kept talking to me all about you and, of course, all the guys and Resort TV 1 while I was sick. So it's a good thing.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy. Downscale, thank you so much. A $5 super chat. Magical Muppet. I don't even know.
I'd like to call Zip to read that.
Oh, I know. I really feel like Steve should be reading it. Incredible, magical, Steve's World, lovable, incredible, # awkward, danceable, Pete McDevittable, the magical Meg.
Awesome. And I was talking to Meg before the stream, and I decided on a show that I'm going to do. And I told Meg about it, and I will announce it here that I'm going to get Steve, and we're going to get a list of all those Muppets, plus the ones that he didn't put on the list. And we are going to have a stream on my channel with some of our friends in the neighborhood where I'm going to ask them to come to the table with, if we did a Muppet movie using the people in our community, both moderators and those that are creators, who would play what role?
100%. Steve has to be Kermit, though, because he's already got the green paint.
He's already got the green paint. Well, I've already called out one, and I'll stick to that, and that was Stacey Rogers as Fozzie Bear, Waka Waka. So, but that's for another day. We're going to have some fun with that. So that will be coming.
Awesome. I cannot wait. And guys, please be sure if one of the moderators could post both Preston and Pete's channel. You guys, you really don't want to miss out on any of these streams, and we'll get into them a little bit later. Jumbo Nick, hey Amy, welcome. Pigletruski, almost happy birthday. And yeah, you guys, Tim Pruitt, hello. No, I hope you feel better. Have a great night.
I hope you feel better, buddy. Sorry about that.
Yes, I hope you feel better, Tim, and prayers sending to you. We're sending prayers to you. What are words? So, Pete, I don't know if you want to give people a little bit of background in how you started your love for Disney, or how you kind of got involved in this Disney community on YouTube. And
sure.
Yeah.
The love for Disney actually started. It was a unique story in the fact that my sister was actually working down there at Disney. She worked in the Christmas shop in Magic Kingdom, which was pretty cool. And I was down there. I actually played for a team that was sponsored by Easton. It was an adult men's team. We traveled the country to play men's softball, and it was pretty cool. We won a national championship in 2002, which is one of my fun accomplishments, finishing first out of 3,600 teams. But we went to Florida to play, and I went over to the shops over on kind of like by outside downtown Disney, kind of as you go out that way. And they were really hole-in-the-wall places. And I actually thought that was Disney. And when I came home, I was telling my mother, I was like, I'm not going back to that dump. I was like, it's owned by a bunch of foreigners. The place is dirty. I was like, I don't get what everybody's so excited about. So my mother said, hey, aren't you playing down there next month in a tournament at Worldwide Sports? I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. She says, come down. We're going to take you to Disney. And my mother and my sister took me and my wife, and we went over to Magic Kingdom, and love at first sight. The minute I saw it, I just was overwhelmed. And then I really started going full throttle into digging into the history of Walt and everything that goes with it. And I'm excited to say we've taken all of our kids there since Kayla's my eldest. She's 21. Since she was, before she was born, we were going. And, it's just, I found this community. It was kind of unique. I was searching Disney, and I found Lou Mongello first with WW Radio, and became a fan of his. And I was watching him for about 6 months, and he wasn't on one night. It was a Friday night. He used to do Thursdays and Fridays, one or either or, and he wasn't doing it. And I was kind of bored, and I just happened to be searching Disney, and I found Resort TV 1. And I went in and watched one of Josh's stream. They had it was a little under 4,000 subscribers at the time when I found them.
Wow.
It was a long time ago. And I watched them, and I think the first time that I missed a Resort TV 1 stream from finding them at 4,000 subscribers was when I got sick and went in the hospital and was in a coma. And that was the first time I missed. I've watched some of them from start to finish, some of the long ones, and been in there for it's it's a cool thing. So, but yeah, that's how I found my love, and the kids, just coming up because they were always there. I mean, he's never not known Disney. He was in there in diapers. Matter of fact, my wife was pregnant with him and due to have him in July, and I took Kayla and Amber down by myself in June, the year that he was born, to Disney just to hang out for a couple of days with the girls. Because I knew that it was going to be a big deal with him being born. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. And yeah, that sounds amazing. Like as Dreamer Deborah said, I always love hearing how people get hooked on Disney. And that is one of the most interesting things to me as well. Like I always tend to notice that there's a strong theme of family. And I think a lot of us associate Disney with our family or our childhoods. But I also love the fact that you talked about getting into the history of Walt, and my family did the same thing. We obviously, like many of us, love the history of Walt Disney World, but also Walt himself, and just getting to understand the background of what the Walt Disney Company went through to get to this huge enterprise that they are right now is really unbelievable. So
I have a tradition too, because I'm so much of a history buff, that's why I started liking Lou Mongello so much, because he was given so much of the history in his early time. That was his big focus. And I was trying to understand more about it, finding it later in life that, knowing where the points that Walt stood in the park, where he actually would have stood when he was mapping things out. One of the locations is kind of right near where in the center, right kind of beyond where the statue is. And I always kind of go there each time we go at some point, and I'll spend 30 seconds and just say, hey, Walt, thank you for what you did. Because for me, it's funny. For me, it was giving me a place to be a 10-year-old with my 10-year-old. Because with my job with the military, which I hope to get back to soon, I go to work every day and greet with somebody with a machine gun. Or I've been at Dover Air Force Base the days that the caskets have come home. And I've spent time with those families who are 5-star and gold star families for the heroes, the men and women who are heroes who have stood a post, much like Triple P in our community, who has stood a post for us. And I can't wear a goofy shirt to Andrews Air Force Base and walk on base and do my job. It wouldn't float well with the officers that I'm dealing with, but I can do it down there. And then the bigger thing for me now is I'm as excited to go to Disney and ride Thunder Mountain as I am to go to Disney and hug Nick or hug Donna or hug Arjons or Josh, Jenna, Corey. The list goes on and on. Mouse Talk, everybody that's down there, my friends that fly in, you and, Kelly and Dole Whip Dad. So that's just, I'm as excited about that, as I am going to the parks. And that's the great thing that Disney's given me. It's a great gift. Thank you very much, Eva.
I 100% agree. I also want to say hi to Christine Blair. She said it was her first time here, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Dre, and I saw Jesse here earlier, but yes, Dreamer Deborah, he is so eloquent expressing his feelings. Love how deep he goes. And I am 100% in agreement when it comes to finding, a lot of, Steve in particular says a lot, this is our chosen family. And Donna says that as well. There's so many of us that, I know from my own personal experience, being the Disney person, it sort of feels like an outcast as an adult. Like people know that, kids are allowed to like Disney, but why aren't adults? Hey, Sherry, welcome. So to find so many people that have such a similar interest as you, who are so passionate about something like Disney World, or just finding friendship in this is so remarkable. And I 100% look forward to just as much going to the parks as running into Richard or Donna or Sam or Corey or Josh and Jenna. So and now Walt and Melissa live down there, and Corey and Haley and all the people that live in Florida now and will potentially be there. Hey Josh, welcome. If we're talking about people who really, I know we talk about it a lot, but the pillars of our community is really Resort TV One. Also, please go check out their stream tomorrow, because it's going to be awesome.
First thing in the morning, just get up, get your coffee, get with Josh and Jenna, and we are going to have a party because they are back on property.
I think it's 8:50 a.m. Eastern time, but I don't know if that's 100% correct, but also Josh sometimes will start a few minutes early. So make sure to have the notifications on, because you will not be disappointed to miss that stream, because we're going to be back at Disney, all of us virtually tomorrow. So yes, that's a huge part of why I also look forward to doing that. And maybe Preston could talk a little bit about your trip in August and his baseball, because I love hearing about this story.
Well, it was a great trip, and it's probably one of the trips I'll never forget, because I wasn't just going down there with family. I was going down there with my dad and some of my friends from the community, and they just treated me so well, and they treated me like I was their son, basically. And it just, for them to say yes to signing my baseball, and then me giving them the thank you card and everything like that, it was just so heart-filling for me.
Yeah.
And then being able to do Galaxy's Edge with them was...
Preston hand wrote thank you cards for many of the members of our community that we follow, that have become our extended family prior to us leaving. he had everybody, all those, for just to explain what he's talking about. Preston is a exceptional baseball player, one I'm very proud of. And
he just won a non-plastic trophy as well. Like, we're just going to talk about that for a second.
Won a trophy last night. He came running in with it. The team had sent it home to me because of me being away and not being able to be there. They sent that trophy home for me, which was nice. But he earned it. He played well. But he had baseballs for everybody to sign. It was his idea of what he wanted to do. And Preston talks about, well, they treated me like they were his son. Well, the biggest compliment that I can give to people of the community that we were hanging with, and basically you're talking about the group that was involved with the Beverly Challenge, is that I trusted them to be with him. He went walking away with some of those people, and I was comfortable, and I knew he was in good hands, and he closed the bar every night we were there. Thank you, Dev. Thank you, Dave.
Stacy just asked that question.
Well, yes, Preston. And the worst part about it was, like, when we were in Mexico they were doing shots of tequila. He took a picture. He had the waiter. I wasn't paying attention. He had the waiter take a picture of all of us standing there.
No, remember? You took the picture.
No,
he's like, Mom, look what I'm doing at Disney.
Yeah, that's the worst part. He sent it to my wife.
No, I did not.
Yes, you were.
No, she saw it on your Facebook. I was like, why are you at the bar?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Zippity Doodad is here. Do you guys want to quickly talk about your stream on Sunday, and then we can get back to our story about shutting down bars?
Absolutely. So, for those who don't know, we do a show on Sunday called Disney Innovators Off the Wall, and it's with Preston and I doing it. And the whole idea of the show is much like Seinfeld, where that was a show about nothing. Ours is a show about everything. We are going off the wall. One question could be, what do you like about Disney? The next question could be, has anybody seen you naked in public? It's just that crazy. It is PG-13. It is Disney clean, but we go crazy in there. And we've been lucky enough and been blessed to have some great guests to start with Corey Meets World, Brandy and Dave. We had Steve to start us off. Josh and Jenna was an amazing show, just propelled us. They were so gracious enough to come onto our show with us. And then, of course, last night was the BIBBIDI Project. But this week, we've got what I have been told by him. He told me he is the rated R superstar. And he will be in-house Sunday night. It will be Zippity Doodad live with us. The pandemonium, as I say, has been getting crazy at times. I expect Sunday to be off the chart. I'm not sure where we're going, but I'm looking forward to the ride because it's going to be great. Patrick, everybody calls him Zip. Patrick, to me, he's a great dad. He's a loving husband. He does a lot of great content. The This and That show on Wednesday is amazing. You got Must See TV. It was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This and That, Corey and Josh and Jenna. And I can't wait to get Zip on the channel. But I tell everybody PG-13 because although we're Disney clean, we do test the waters, and it's a lot of fun. And I encourage everybody to check them out because Magical Meg is on that lineup. You can go to the front of our page, and you can see all the shows that we have lined up. And Meg is booked to be on the show. She's already turning red, and I haven't even asked a question yet. So
I will probably just be like red the whole time. Like, you'll ask me what my favorite park is, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Well, and we do keep the phone lines open. There he is, rated R superstar. We keep the phone lines open.
He said that he can't make the stream on Sunday because he's going to be busy washing his hair.
Yes,
so.
He's going to be busy answering my questions when we go off the wall with Zippity Doodad.
I might need help.
He's changing his name, right?
Oh my God, I don't know. What is it?
Frog and the Prince Doodad. He's changing, the ride.
Frog and the Prince of Doodad. I love it.
It'll be fun. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be. We do a lot. I'm humble, Meg. I say this, then we'll go back to where we were. I'm humbled at the fact, in all sincerity, that if you look at all those creators that are listed on the front of my show page, on my YouTube page, the ones who have already done our show, the ones who are coming up, we are booked up all the way through the end of September with guests. And The only one who's not listed because he just locked in a date today is Disney Dan. He will be another one that's going to be being interviewed on there. I am so humbled that these creators gave me the time out of their schedule, understanding that part of my thing will be that some of the people that watch them might sign up for my show and watch it again. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful because they didn't have to do it. You know, we're averaging 10 subscribers a day right now.
Oh my goodness.
We're up to 530, which we've only been going for 40 days. 42 days ago, I was at 111. So we've picked up that many. And it's a tribute to the quality of the talent I'm interviewing and the fact that they're gracious enough to do it. And it just shows the class of those people. So I wanted to say that because it's important that everybody knows, including yourself.
Well, thank you, Pete. But I also want to say that many of our successes here on YouTube, and I can say this on behalf of many of my fellow creators in the chat and, you know, people who aren't here right now, Pete is one of the biggest reasons why we've grown so much. Pete is what he likes to call a YouTube enhancer. He told me, we spoke on the phone one time, and he said that the last time you were in an airport, you were like going up to someone and you said that they had like a Disney shirt on or something like that. And you were like giving our YouTube channels out to people in the airport. I was like, oh my God.
It started out as a business card that I had made that had 5 or 6 channels on it that I was watching regularly. Yourself, Resort TV 1, Corey, Prince Charming Dev. There's a couple other ones on the original business card. And when I traveled a lot for work. I was constantly on the road. So when I'd see somebody with a Disney bag or a shirt, I'd go up to them and say, hey, I don't want to, make you nervous or anything, but I love Disney. I see you do too because you have this. And here's a card. Check out these channels on YouTube. I think you'll love them. And I actually had a person in Resort TV 1 stream come on there and say, hey, Pete McDevitt, I met you in an airport. Yes, you're right. This is great. I came on here right before I got sick, which was in August of this year. I didn't have a business card anymore, Meg. It was a sheet of paper with 16 channels. And what I did was I broke them out. I said, hey, this is for your resort viewing. This is for your food viewing. This is for, your creative viewing. And I gave it to so many people. And I continue to do that as I'm out and about. I don't really sell my channel as much. I probably should.
You got to do that.
But I am an enhancer. I'm so lucky to be with this community, this family. As Steve says it so right, it is our chosen family. I talked to Steve and the This and That guys and Kelly and Dale and Corey as much, if not more, than I talked to some of my brothers and sisters. Last night when I got home, before I even text my mom, I shouldn't say this out loud, I text the video of Preston being presented the trophy and the coach giving him his accolades. I text that to all the guys before I did anything else. So it's just the way it is. But I'm lucky to have this. And if people see what great creators we have. I mean, just think about, the randomness of everything. The stuff you're doing with Steve with the makeup and stuff, how creative that is. The painting stuff you're doing. Corey with the baking. Josh with all the resort stuff that he's got going. Being able to have fireworks on the 4th of July because he had so much really quality videos. And there's so much more. Dole Whip Dad interviewing creators and helping people become better creators. Prince Charming Dev is now doing news streams all the time and doing that. There's so many more. Mama Mouse and her creative stuff. There's so much great stuff here that I'm spending as much time as I can telling people that don't know about us, don't know about this community. Because if you think about it, there's millions of people in the world that love Disney. And yet, Resort TV 1 only has 100,000 subscribers right now. We're coming up on 100.
They're so close.
They're gonna hit it. I can't wait. Yeah. I wish I could fly down there and hug them both, but I'm gonna high five them from Maryland because I'm so proud of them. But there's so many people that don't know how good they are, or all these other people. So that's my goal, is to try to make sure that more people know about us. And I hope that at the end of the day, after they see all you guys, they say, hey, I need a little funny, and they come over and see us on Sunday night for funny or Thursday night for football. And we are picking up people. Meg, that's a great thing. Kelly and Jeff, Dole Whip Dad, Kelly Myers and Dole Whip Dad got with me last year and said, let's do this football thing. And I really hesitated on it because I didn't want to be a creator. I wanted to be an enhancer. And thank you, Dreamer Dever. And I gave in and did it with him, and I had a lot of fun. And we started bringing in all these people that didn't know about our community. And it continues to happen. That's what's exciting about it. And I get to do it with him. Here's the greatest thing. I'm doing it with him. And, you know, Preston's more reserved when he's on camera a little bit. He doesn't jump in as much as I'd like him to, but you can jump in at any point, you know. But it's great because I get to do this with my son. And I've said many a times, why did I start loving Lou Mangello, Josh and Jenna, Corey Meets World? Why did I start following all those channels initially? Because I sat and realized how great of dads those guys were to their kids. And I saw it on their streams. And it was one of the things that I respected about. And it's how I wanted to be with my kids. And that's kind of extended out, you know, with the more people we found, you know, all the this and that guys, even though Steve doesn't have any kids currently that we know about or legally can talk about. He's a great uncle. Jeez. So, you know,
everyone needs an Uncle Steve.
Well, I mean, he flew out here. I mean, that's, you know, people have heard me say it. I was just coming out of my coma. He flew out here to pay his respects to me and then went to Preston's soccer game and cheered him on because I wasn't there. I mean, that's just, it says so much about the character of these people. So
Pete, do you want to like briefly, like not in depth at all, do you want to just like cover it in like however long you want, but tell people like what happened last year and how you are? Like, Pete is like literally the most positive person I have ever met in my entire life. Like, we had a conversation after you got home and, you know, you were doing a little bit better and you had told me that you were not as positive of a person when I met you last year. And I was like so blown away because I even thought that you were like the most positive person I had ever met in my entire life before. And then you were telling me like I also wanted to come from your mouth too, but you are literally just such an inspiration and you are an incredible father. And I want you so badly to know that, like, you are such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you. You know, I didn't feel, I guess after I came out of all this, I just felt like I could do better. Regardless of what I did before, God gave me a second chance on this earth, which I'm humbled that he gave me this opportunity. And I'm going into it vowing that, you know, I mean, I've called you direct privately and told you how much you mean to me. I've called so many people that matter to me that are in my life that to let them know, hey, look, if I would have died when I should have died, because I was that bad of shape. Now I realize that it was tough to take when I first came out of it. My wife was a little bit in denial, but as I've seen some of the stuff that I've read and everything, yeah, I was in bad shape. You know, had I died that day, I would have been in a good place because I knew I'd done all the right stuff for my family. I knew that my work for my company, who I love, you know, I had just said the week before I was in Disney in September with Dev, I had just said at my national sales meeting, I'm the host of our banquet, Words Night. And I just told everybody that if I died tomorrow, I would die a happy man because of everything and the people in my life. And that would have been the true factor. You know, it's weird that, you know, Prince Charming Dev was the last person I remember speaking to before I went out and went to the hospital. Again, someone from this community that did it. So I just felt like I could do better and do more. I've trying to take what has happened to me. Kelly Myers has been incredibly motivational for me with the challenges that he's seen in his life. And God, you know, again, another guy who stood a post, God bless him, for our country. But Kelly is so influential in my life and has made such an impact. And you know, really so many people in this community. I really don't want to leave anybody out, but stuff is coming to mind. Like when I came out of apparently, first off, when I was going to the hospital and I was literally delirious, and I'm not making a farce, I was delirious. I apparently called Dave from Brandy and Dave and started telling him to stuff for my work to get done, you know, and get on his pink shirt and wear it. And he was like, what are you talking about? And he told me about that when I got home, which I didn't really remember, but I kind of laugh now. But when I woke back up, talking to some of the people in our community, were some of the first people I talked to, and like one of the things I remember saying to Josh when I came out of the coma, I was talking to him for a few minutes, is, I was so upset that I missed his streams, and that I really wanted to get down there, and I would try to make it work with my work to get down there on a Friday to be there for a stream, and here's Resort TV 1, who's red hot and taking off, and what does Josh say to me? Pete, whatever day you come in, we'll do a stream with you live. And I hung up the phone and I cried for like 10 minutes. And my wife came in, she said, why are you crying? I said, because it's people like that, why I love this community, why I want to go down and hang out with them, why I want my son to see this is how to be raised, with the way that they raise their kids, the morals that they use. Meg, you guys, I told you I wouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to mention it. You guys were so generous in doing to raise money for me. I ain't gonna lie, my medical bills were over $1 million, easily. And you guys tried to raise money to help me out, and you and the Distant Actor, you painted pictures, and who was it? Someone who donated all this stuff. The bags, I can't remember. Pearl Manhattan donated bags, and you guys were raising money for me, and I was so touched by it. And here's the odd thing: I told Meg before the stream, I was doing some preface work for Kelly's thing on Sunday. For a Zips show on Sunday, and I came across that stream, and I actually watched it for the first time and saw it, and I was so just emotionally taken over. So, I think we all were. I think I can do better, though. I think I can go out there and show people that, okay, if God gives you a stumbling block, that's what it is. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you do what you got to do. I do not have a left leg. I do not have a left hand. I have limited use with my right hand right now. It's getting better, but it's still a long ways. I lost all the tendons in my wrist on my right hand. They're completely gone. And I've got pretty serious wounds that were all up and down my right leg, but are now almost all better. It's getting there. But it was a really rough road. But if I can sit there and show another child, another adult who's struggling with what they've got, and they can see me and out there doing it, then I'm doing what God wants me to do, because he gave me another chance out here to help other people. And that's why we do our Sunday show. It's, somebody said to me, and it was one of the wacka trolls or whatever they call them, that was ignorant, sent me a direct message, said, you're just sitting there being rude. And I sent him a response back saying, if you actually understood the preface of the show, you would understand that we're not being rude. We're having fun. We're making people laugh. And we close our show, Preston and I, with a very simple saying. The world's a better place when you put a smile on someone's face. And that's what we try to do.
100%.
Yeah. What?
I said I have a different one, but
you have a different one? Go ahead. What's yours?
You know what? Let's hear it, Preston.
Leave a little sparkle wherever you go.
That's great. And Preston's turning 13, and he's going to have. We stopped with his channel because of the fact that YouTube shut him down because he was 12. I
don't understand that.
Yeah, they kept shutting down. He did some great stuff with you and he and some of the other guys, and they shut it down. So he's turning 13, the same birthday as Shep.
And Ryan.
Yeah. I'm scared. Now I'm really scared of but if Preston all of a sudden starts singing names, hello, David Stevens, and all that other stuff, we're really going to lose it. But
or the Willy Wonka songs,
Oh, it was fantastic. So, but yeah, he's turning 13. He's going to be getting his channel back out. We're excited about it. Steve, it's good to see you in here. I got an idea for a show. I got to get with you when we get off. I want you to come on my show. We're going to do some Muppet stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of how it came about.
What an incredible story, though. And I do know that there are some newer people in our community, and anytime, we would say, welcome, Alyssa and Neil, we would, ask Preston, we would really try to be respectful of your space, but we always wanted to hear updates, and how you're doing. And Preston was always so gracious to give us those updates. And a lot of people then were learning about who you were, and just your influence on everyone. And even though, you had only started doing your Thursday night football streams, and everyone just knew who you were because how incredible of a person you are and continue to be. of course, Steve, I do want to point out, as Preston just said, he has a non-plastic trophy, like a really large trophy he just won last night because he was like #1 MVP. That's why I put All-Stars in this title. You guys can see the All-Stars because Preston is literally an All-Star. Oh my gosh, Kelly, you don't have to do that. Thank you so much, Kelly. Some of our favorite people right here. We love you so much. Thanks for sharing. Hugs to you all.
You got $20 from him. I just got him to subscribe to my channel the other day. That's great. And he's my partner.
Kelly, I do want to say, like, Pete talked to how much of an influence you are. And Kelly is just one of the most incredible, kind-hearted, selfless people I've ever met. And you guys are such a good pair of people. Like, I can't even imagine a better partnership than you two, because the whole Myers family is just so unbelievable. They're unbelievable. Just
that
like
trophy looks homemade. Is it made of clay? That's great.
Oh my gosh. And also downscale, thank you so much. It was a super sticker, but I don't know. Steve it's like a pair flying. I don't know how you guys read the thing, but yes.
That's great.
He says, JK, buddy, so proud of you. Congratulations. Pair of people. Oh, I get it now.
You know, I pick on Steve a lot, obviously. People see me call into a show and everything. But if I were to get sick tomorrow and had to go back into the hospital again under what I did, I would be the first to tell my wife, call Steve. That's how much I think of Steve and the this and that team, and Corey and Kelly. Because they were there and they've always been there and they still are there. And I'm just humbled that they're in my life.
I also want to quickly point out, I know you briefly touched upon it, but Steve flew over there while you were still in your coma. He went to Preston's game. Walt went to one of Preston's games. So it does really speak volumes to how incredibly close and tight-knit this community is. And really, you guys try so hard to take care of each other. And
the funny thing was, Walt, okay, so I met Walt through this community. I actually met Walt because I was watching Steve's show, and then they were doing the sports show, and I saw him on there. Oh, that's pretty cool. And I just started saying hello to Walt, and, you know, because I'm a big sports nut. And we started talking one day in a chat, and he referenced something in the chat. And I'm looking at the chat, and I'm like, where the heck does he live? I didn't use those words. I used others. But
a zip slip.
So I reached out. It was an ugly zip slip. I reached out to Walt and privately I said, hey, you mind if I ask, you know, where you live? And he didn't want to tell me because he didn't know who I was. I mean, he was really, you know. So I kind of explained, this, you know, I know you know me from chat. Here's my question. Well, here's the long story short. Walt lived 7 minutes from me. He could see our high school that I was an announcer at, my daughter went to. He could see it from his house. And I found him through this community. We went and met at a AAA Orioles game for the Ironbirds. And we didn't even see the whole game. I think we talked the whole time. You were running around getting baseballs.
Yeah,
but Walt and I just sat and talked about family and life. And Walt became such a great friend. Steve flew out, met with Walt. I was still in the coma, I think, at the time. I don't remember them being there. But they were there. They came over. They paid their respects. And then Steve went and watched Preston's game. And I will take to my grave being forever grateful for what Steve and Walt did. When I was down, Preston had a male role model to come to his soccer games and cheer him on, which was absolutely fantastic. Yes, Mike, I do need sprinkles cupcakes. Please help me out. But yeah, you know, but to find Walt, you know, that he was that close, and then of course, I don't know if maybe he was trying to tell me something. I met him, we became good friends, and then he moved to Florida and got away from me. So
I know.
You know, so but I love Walt, and good man. Good man.
Yeah, I mean, Walt and Melissa are incredible. Please go check out Mouse Talk. And once again, if my mods can continuously post Pete's channel in the chat there, I really, Pete, like, we need to get Pete to 1,000 subscribers. Like, he is so deserving, more so than, like, I think anyone that I've ever met. And so I really want to push for you to get to 1K, because I know that we're
trying to get there. I'd like to get there just to be able to have it under, you know, a checkbox of accomplishment when I put my mind to this, that we could do it. And it's been fun watching, watching things with this happen that I didn't know would happen. And it's great. So it's phenomenal.
like I know talking to you on the phone, shortly after you had gotten home, you said, I'm going to start doing streams again. I'm going to start, really doing YouTube. And I feel like once you set your mind to something,
it was because of him.
Yeah.
It was because of him that I was going to do it, because he wanted to do stuff and he wasn't fully comfortable yet. And I had a little bit of background of sports broadcasting in college. So I wanted, and then my brother was a professional wrestler for ECW, and then a little bit for WWE, in and out doing stuff. And now our family, my brother owns or co-owns Maryland Championship Wrestling. And so I've been around wrestling a lot in my life. So I've been in front of a microphone, and I just wanted to teach him the right way to go about doing it, the proper timing for comedy, the right way to do comedy, to not hurt somebody's feelings, but to have a good time, because that's what comedy is. If you hurt somebody's feelings, then it's not comedy, it's shame. So I just want to teach him the right way. So we started doing it, and we're doing the football show, but this Sunday show came about just out of nowhere, and it's really taken off, and I'm excited about it because we are getting to interview some great people and see them in a totally different light, Yeah. So
and I feel like those are some of our favorite kinds of streams. I feel like, we have some amazing friends in Diz and That. They are some of my closest friends on YouTube. And I just know that what they started off as shenanigans, like just, 4 friends hanging out, has turned into something so incredibly successful. And I think people really like the comedy shenanigans. And, I think maybe it was Ryan McDowell who, said that his wife said that you were the funniest person that she had ever met. And I like you, Ryan, like everyone in Diz and That is so hilarious. Like I'm always laughing when I watch you guys. And I think at this moment in time too, we really, really need that. So I am, coming from me personally, I am so grateful. Like the one with Josh and Jenna, I was like rolling. I was like laughing so hard. And I didn't catch all of Ed and Mindy's from this past weekend, but
that's the most that I've laughed during the show. Mindy and Ed, they had me laughing because of some of their responses. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, I highly encourage you, go back and take a look. I mean, even we've done 5 shows now. We had Steve, and then we have Brandy and Dave. We have Ed and Mindy with the Vibrary Project, Josh and Jenna. Who am I missing, Preston? Anybody? I'm missing somebody. It all runs together. Corey. I forget. I'm supporting Corey tonight, wearing his shirt. Yep. Corey Meets World.
That's the shirt that Steve caresses. He looks at it.
This one is not signed, and it doesn't have Corey's hair attached with it. I didn't pay for the upscale version that Steve did.
Steve has a premium package.
He has a premium package. So if you haven't seen the shows, I highly encourage you to go back and watch them. It's the same thing I say about This and That. If you haven't seen their older shows, you need to go back and watch them, because we, much similar to what they do, because we think a lot of creatively alike. And I do bounce stuff off of them at times, and I've been lucky enough that they've asked me questions about some of their stuff. The trick or treat idea the other night on their thing was an idea that I threw out to Patrick, and they ran with it and made it phenomenal. So and Patrick, one of the ideas from last night's Viapre thing was something that Zip said to me. So it goes both ways with that, because they're incredibly creative. But if you got to watch all the shows, because there's stuff that comes up. Like a perfect example is Brandy and Dave. One of their questions I asked them was, how much did they spend on minivans?
Yep.
For those that don't know them very well, Brandy and Dave, when they're in Disney, they will spend a minivan to come and get them, to take them from their room down to the Coke machine on the same floor and bring them back to their room. It's $1,000 is what Brandy said. So I've been asking everybody every week, is $1,000 too much? So there's tie-in to past shows every week. And then one of the things we started this week, which I wish I'd have come up with it on the first week. I'm frustrated that I didn't, but I did last week. I asked Ed and Mindy a question, an off-the-wall question for Zip. And now, Sister Gigi says it's a lot.
It's a lot.
So now every week, the creator that I'm interviewing, the last thing that they will do is have a chance to ask an off-the-wall question to next week's person. So Zip will be asking an off-the-wall question to, who follows Zip? You remember? I think it's Mouse Talk. I think it's all.
So no, it wouldn't be. Wait, this weekend? Yeah, it would be, because it's on my birthday.
Yeah.
The day after my birthday.
Day after your birthday. So Mouse Walk's coming in. So Zip will be asking an off-the-wall question that I hope does not have a lot of Zip slips. Wow, in there.
Donna, thank you so much for that super chat. Pete and Preston are amazing friends and huge supporters of our community. It's so great to watch them grow their channel. Miss and love you, Meg, Pete, and Preston. P.S. Pete, which Muppet am I?
Well, okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I got 3 things on this. First off, I'm not going to say it right now because I'm going to put it out on the show. I got to put my list together, and I want to do it appropriately, and I want to make it fun, not hurtful. So I don't want somebody like today on Steve's show. I said Shep was reminding me of Gonzo. Because Gonzo always runs in and sings these high-pitched things. And Steve right then and there went right to the nose. And I'm like, no, it was not about Shep's nose. I even called him to tell him, dude, it wasn't about your nose because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's important to me. But I will have Donna as a Muppet when we do it, 1. Okay. 2, I got to say that much like yourself, Donna is one of the most respected people in this community, and everybody says it other things. And they say it not because they want to say it or they're looking for to be recognized. They're saying it because it's the truth. Donna, while I was under, he was showing up at my hospital room when I woke back up. He was showing up there every week coming over to see me with new stuff from Donna. Little figurines, different things. Yeah, what all, buddy?
Forky,
the pop,
yes.
All kind of things from Donna, and I was so appreciative because those little gestures kept his mind off of what he walked in and saw. And what he walked in and saw was his father in a bed, missing parts of his body with I had about 7 tubes in me at that time.
Yeah, you kind of looked like Darth Vader.
I looked like Vader. I was bad. And Donna saved him emotionally, along with, I will tell them what you did. I know you don't want me to, but I'm going to. There's a picture that hangs on Preston's wall.
Oh God!
And I'm right now currently.
I don't want to cry, Pete.
Okay, I'm very proud of this. There's a picture that hangs on Preston's wall that Meg painted, and wrote a very nice little note on the back of it and signed it with her love. And when I got home here, Preston told me about it when I was in the hospital. When I got home here, I saw it hanging on his wall, and it not only was something that he was in love with so much that it's hanging on the wall next to quotes from Babe Ruth, next to pictures of his favorite baseball heroes. It's literally right next to his trophies. But now that I'm in Preston's room on a medical bed right now until I get healthy, I look at that picture every morning when I get up, and I think I need to get up and do what I need to do for my friends. So Meg, I told you privately, and I don't mind telling you publicly, I told you that months ago that I look at that picture, and I do. I love that picture. I look at it, and it will forever stay in the McDevitt household. So I thank you.
Thank you. I'm like trying really hard not to cry. Pete, every time Pete talks to me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to grab some tissues. As you guys were saying in the chat, where's Kelly? And Kelly said that Mama had run out of tissues because she was using them all. But
well, lucky the phone hasn't been ringing on our end, so let's just keep it that way. I'm watching it nervously.
Until one of them calls.
Yeah. Well, Kelly called me today and he congratulated him. He asked for Preston first, and then I was like, all right. And he's like, well, wait a minute. How are you doing? And I kind of was like, I'm doing now. He's like, no, stop BSing me. Tell me, how are you doing? I want to know. And we Kelly and I ended up talking for 20 minutes. And I've had conversations. I called Josh one day. We were talking about a couple things with the stream. And, we're talking about Resort TV 1 and where they're going. And Josh and I ended up having an hour and 15-minute conversation. And half the conversation was about being dads or stuff that he does. I love, Dale and Jenna. I look at them and I love them because supporters, okay? It's something in our community that's not said enough. And by the supporters, I mean those people who are behind all of us. Meg, I know your parents are incredibly behind you. Yeah. And that's why I sent you the crab cake dinner the one night for your family, because I wanted to say thank you to them. But I think about all these people that are standing behind. And when I say that, I'm talking about Dale. I'm talking about Steph, both Stephs, Josh's Steph and Corey's Steph, your parents. I'm talking about, Mama Mouse when Kelly's doing this with us, and Britt for Triple P. And there's so many more that are standing there, Nick's parents, you know, who I love to death, for Magical News Live, all these people that are supporters that are standing behind, you know, I actually I try to send notes to those people as much as I can to just say thank you, because we wouldn't have what we have, you know, if they didn't have the supporters behind it. You know, my wife allowing me to be in here and doing the things we do. So hats off to them too. It's a big factor.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, there is nothing else that you can say besides thank you, but like, I never feel like you know, they're like, for Donna has done so much for me. And I don't know how to truthfully say thank you enough. Like, I will say thank you so much. But I just feel like I just want to give Donna such a big hug. And I know that, you know, she's going.
Can I point out something about Donna?
What?
Donna did actually come meet me in the park.
She's amazing.
I just wanted to point that out because, you know, people you meet in the park. You know,
yeah.
It's Kelly's fault.
Well, it'll happen. It'll happen. And Leanne, have a great night. Thanks so much for being here. Leanne is just awesome, guys. She's gonna start doing live streams soon. So, and Chris Blue Nose is here. Hi, Chris. But just speaking about Donna is like one of the most incredible people I have ever met, and I just like Donna. Another huge thank you just for everything that you do. Donna's birthday's coming up, and just like I send you prayers every day. Same with you, Pete. Like, you guys are just constantly on my mind. I think about you guys all the time, just because you are some of the most inspirational people that I've ever met, and it's an honor to know you. I really appreciate that. Can I take you to Sunday night for a second? Yes, I'm so excited. Can I do that? Yeah. You're on Off the Wall with Pete and Preston. We're here with Magical Meg. And let's go to caller. You're on line one. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, you know, there's a toilet paper and tissue shortage right now in America, and you're making everyone cry.
You know, here's the funny thing, Myers and the Mouse. I went to my local store this week to try to buy toilet paper, and I found it at Target. So there might be a shortage, but you can find it.
You can. Well, then I guess I'll just have to start looking some other places. But, hey, love you guys. Love you both so much. You guys are amazing. Pete, you know how much you care about your brother.
Yes, brother. Preston, I love you.
I see you smiling back there, brother. You guys take care.
Hey, can I ask one question?
You've already asked one question this week. You only get one a week.
Question. No, I'm asking you another question. How did Steve get masks that were so nice like that? That was awesome. I want to put in my order.
Mama's so talented.
Yeah, I'll have to check with Mama on that.
Preston,
I am the financial support of the operation. I don't do all the big stuff. So
I got you. Well, I'm putting in the order for Preston, who wants a Forky mask.
A Forky mask. I will put that order in and get the production side of the house working on that as soon as I possibly can.
Do you have any questions for Meg while you're here?
Oh gosh. Hi, Kelly.
Not at this time.
Okay. You can see Myers and the Mouse every day on your channel. If you follow them, Mama Goes Live. Kelly is with me on Thursday nights, NFL football, the watch party. And Kelly is a locked-in guest for an upcoming Sunday with Mama Mouse. And don't you think the question's going to be off the wall. Myers and the Mouse, thank you for being in our house tonight.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Kelly.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I didn't know if it was Sal or Kelly at first. You know, sometimes it's hard to differentiate between the two. Also, hi, Delocious. I mean, that whole family is just so incredible. I feel like we could just spend, you know, hours talking about how wonderful everyone is in this community, and what a blessing it is to have everyone in our lives. And I saw Mike Wheeler ask, and I'm going to say it before I forget, because I typically forget, and he always so kindly reminds me, Meg's magical moment. And I have to hand it to Mr. Preston over there with his giant trophy. I feel like you got to bring it over onto the stream, and you got to show us what this big plastic, not non-plastic.
The trophy is right here.
We've got to see it.
It's not cement, rubber cement, or whatever Steve said.
It's not plastic, Steve.
So that is the trophy.
It's like literally almost Preston size.
Yeah, it's not rubber cement or whatever, but congratulations to him and his team. They won that yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, just like I can't.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I can't tell you, like,
and it was nice. The team sent that home to me because
I mean, Preston is such a good kid. Like, you've raised such a good kid. Preston is so awesome. Like, we got to do trivia one night together. Preston, we got to do that again. We got to do some trivia. Preston gave me like so many trivia questions to ask too. But guys, please go check out Pete's channel. Preston is his co-host. He's such a good kid.
He's the producer.
He's the producer. Yeah. And
he's the producer. He's my Papa Bowie.
Yep. And Preston is like always there. I see him. He's like, you know how I don't know if you've seen the newer Spider-Man, but he is Ned. Like, he is the guy behind the computer, behind the desk.
That's
like,
a great call.
He is working the computer. Like, I always
Beaker.
Hey, well, his nickname when he was little, was Beaker, because when he was little, he sounded like all the time. So I called him Beaker. Or the other name I called him, this goes to our Sunday show, but his nickname is Nipples, because he would take off his shirt when he was younger, walk around in the air condition, standing. It's just him. So, but he has done a good job as producer, except for when he passes me the note that he has pre-written before every show, heading to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
I lose him for a few minutes. And then I look on the stream. Yeah, see, there it is. He's got it already done.
I love it.
And then I'll look into the stream and I'll see that posts are going up. So he's actually in the bathroom putting things into the chat. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, I'm producing from all over the world.
Yes, you are. So we've taken Meg off rail. Let's bring her back on track.
No, that's okay, because I feel like this could be a really good segue into Patrick's Sunday stream with you, because he had some nip slips a couple of weeks ago. So you've got to be able to combine the nip slips to nipples. Like, there's some connection there.
I started writing Patrick's. Usually I write the show. I write it the week of. I usually start Thursday. I'll interview the person I'm going to interview. I do it just a general to get some hardcore real facts about them that I had, make sure I'm correct. And then as soon as I'm done talking with them, I'll go and spend, half a day watching videos, watching some of their old stuff. I go, Josh and Jenna, I went as far back as like 2.5 years ago on one of their streams, I think, watching it and just, seeing stuff. And then I start writing. With Zip, I started writing the minute that he said, I'll do it. There was questions that were coming to me in the middle of the night that I just started writing stuff down. So it is going to be crazy with him this Sunday. But, if you look at our lineup that we have with the people that we're doing for the next couple of weeks, Meg, Zip is just the tip of the iceberg, because on that list, you've got Rob Fuzz is locked in. You're locked in, which is great. Mouse Talk is locked in. Disney Dan, Prince Charming Dev is locked in. Myers and the Mouse, Dole Whip Dad, LBV TV. If you have not seen them,
after me, right?
They're unbelievable. Tomorrow night they are interviewing Mickey Mouse. They've been interviewing Disney characters. It's been phenomenal. So they're on, I believe, at like 8:45 or somewhere right around that time frame. We've got them. We've got Maria and Chris coming on, and much like you, again, creative, unique. They found a niche, and it's awesome. And we try to make sure that we've got a credible lineup, and we're locked up all the way to the end of September. I think I sent an email yesterday, a note to the WDW couple who they're great people too. I've watched them for years. I've had dinner with them down at Disney a couple times, and I'm working on getting them in October. So we're just going to try to keep the lineup going and just keep bringing creators to it. Donna Jaworski is going to be one of our guests.
I saw that. I'm so excited for that because, I got to see her on Jeff's stream, but just to everyone, I feel like it's like our Johns too. Like, people just know Donna and they know our Johns. And I love getting to see them as the spotlight. They are front and center, and they absolutely deserve it. But I see that we're coming up on the end of our time, and I actually didn't even really ask you any questions from my sheet here. So I feel like you're going to have to come back on again if you want.
We're glad to come back on again.
Because you guys, you're incredible. Like, I can't tell you how unbelievable you both are. And I'm so grateful for you taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me and spend some time with people in the chat. And yeah, you guys are just so incredible. I know Pepper Tree Villa is going live in just about a minute. I think they're going to talk about Cheez-Its tonight. And Karen, a huge shout out to Karen. I'm running a sale on my Etsy shop, and Karen has been like the biggest supporter of my ears. She bought 2 ears yesterday. So, thank you, Karen, again. And just thank you, Pete and Preston, for being on here. You guys are just so inspirational. I am so lucky to get to call you friends. And please, please, everyone in the chat, if you are not already subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button on Pete's channel. And then also do what, you know, he does, enhance, help people out. I know, like, I just saw Rob in here. Rob is such a huge enhancer as well.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all so incredible in the stream. But please, please go check out Pete's channel. Go check out Pepper Tree Villa after this, and do not miss Thursday night for their football stream, and then Sunday night with Patrick and Off the Wall. So, do you guys have anything else you want to say?
No, when you head over to PTV, tell Ben that Pete said the Oakland A's are horrible this year. They haven't won a game yet.
Hey,
please tell him that in the chat. Tell him it's from me. The Oakland A's are horrible. They haven't won a game yet. Meg, I'm humbled that you asked us to join. We will come back anytime that you like. It's quality time with friends and my son that I so enjoy. And again, the world's a better place when you put a smile on someone's face. Guys, I hope we did that with you tonight. And we're
you guys always do that. You always do that.
Make sure you subscribe. She's pushed us tonight, but make sure if you're new here, you're subscribing to Meg. She does some great stuff. And the best part about it is she does stuff to Steve that we all want to do but don't get a chance to, like put makeup on him, which is great.
To be fair, he does it willingly. It's always voluntary. So
I love it.
Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, thank you so much for being here in the chat, chatting with us, asking questions, and just supporting Pete and Preston, as well as myself. I hope that you guys have a magical rest of your week, and head over to Pepper Tree Villa. Go tell them whatever Pete said, and we'll catch you a little bit later. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.